Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 42 of the Realm Recap. I'm Jason from Yakface.com, joined once again by Flyguy from Flyguy.net.
We're 42, life, the
42.
meaning, and everything.
Yes.
The universe and everything. But yeah, that's a lot of stuff again.
Lot of stuff, a little bit of collecting stuff, but the biggest news this week was the trailer release for Lap Dance with Carmen Electra. That was pretty awesome.
As told by Dan Curto, that's right.
Yeah. Exclusive trailer debut on iTunes. No. Obviously, we're talking about the Force Awakens trailer that came out. We will get to that later in the show. We'll want to get through this collecting news first because we'll want to kind of dissect this a little bit. You and I were both guests on the Wolfpack podcast last night, and we kind of broke things down there. But for folks that didn't hear it or don't subscribe, or even though you should, we'll go through that again here and kind of weigh in with our thoughts and everything with that awesome trailer that was debuted yesterday.
Yeah, big trailer.
So with that, we will start with the toy collectible custom news for the week. Hasbro had released, made available some images to some people somewhere. I'm not sure how they got it. These were... A lot of these had been seen before, but a couple of these hadn't. Most of all was the exclusive that's going to come out to Target later, the ATDP along with the driver.
These were really good high-resolution pics, and
yeah,
nice. Credit to Rebel Scum for not adding logos all over them. They really did a good job, so nice of them to let us see them all. But that looks great. Fantastic. Yep. Good-looking figure.
Again, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just because he's repacked. I think you were about to say the same thing.
Yeah.
He's packed, and yeah. So.
Yeah, the figure's not exclusive to the set. It's just an exclusive combo pack.
Yep.
Also, they revealed both loose and boxed images for that set, and then we had gone through all of these other figures before, except for I think the Han and Luke mission series set.
That's
and
right.
These are the Hoth, Luke, and Han.
That's a good-looking hand. He's looking good there. Very kind of on the money, I think, for a 5 POE low-cost figure. But that's not a bad-looking figure at all. But that's a lot of hands. That's a lot of hands in recent times.
Yeah, the first or second, or I guess it's like the third and fourth image up at the top are the ones that I don't think we had discussed before.
Oh, this one, my bad.
The Hoth.
Yeah,
pretty awesome, actually.
That is pretty good. That is pretty good indeed. Yep, that's a serious scar on Luke's face. We hadn't seen this before. I keep clicking on this, but silly me, we hadn't seen this before, had we?
I think most of these we had only seen the carded shots. We hadn't seen the loose ones.
The loose one. Okay, fair enough. Okay, the helmet definitely looks a little weird there, but it's at least it's a removable helmet, which is something I think for that scale and that range. It's a good looking look as well. Yeah, good looking set of figures, man. Not bad at all.
Yeah. Let's see, what else? This was something that was brought to my attention from StarWarsCollector.com. Apparently, the Saga Legends Rebels figures, the actual individually carded figures, have gone through a slight packaging redesign. And if you know, I managed to pick up the examples myself here tonight just a half hour ago or so. I've got the chopper figure. I picked up 2 of those tonight, and if you note the J hooks on the top,
yeah,
completely different shape.
Wow, that's going to drive variant hunters crazy, I think, for those that want them. Wow.
Obviously, you see there's a huge opening space here, and it's quite a substantially larger hook that would hook onto the peg than the other one. And apparently, this carded variant is available on all 12 of the Saga Legends figures that are out there. So,
okay.
And it means nothing to openers, really, but for people that like to keep track of, that kind of thing, or collect that type of variant, that's that's an update for them. Also, if you look in the back, the logos at the top of are like one is larger. This one is.
Oops, I'm gonna drop
Oh
stuff
no.
there. That's okay. The logo's larger for. I'm just looking at a packet here as we talk. Yep, go ahead.
The logo for the Star Wars Rebels logo on one of them is larger than the
Oh, so it is.
than the other, and that's about it really with the change on the back of the card. But yeah, it's definitely a design change, and they kind of tightened up the die cutting of the packaging as well. So.
And that's on top of the changes we talked about last week, which was the addition of the Rebels logo at the side. That was in the
Yeah,
mission.
the first run of the action figures for the, like, let's say the mission series and some of the other, the 12-inch shampoo bottle type figures, the first run didn't have the sticker on it that says Star Wars Rebels. It looks like this.
So there's quite a few changes.
Yeah, I think
in such a short space of time.
I think it happens with every line that comes out. They kind of tweak it to as things happen. But
changes. Yeah.
Right. So for people that care, there are variants out there for those carded ones. The figures themselves are exactly the same. So
exactly.
No big deal. Moving on to Dorkside Toys. Black Friday sales going on right now.
It is. Well, I mean, there's certainly still something's going to be added, but wow, when that thing kicked off, there was nearly 1,000 people trying to buy things. A lot of people wanted speeder bikes. A lot of people were very unhappy they couldn't get one, but this is kind of like it's like any sale in the world out there. If you're not first, it's last, and it's very hard. But yeah, a lot of people were putting them in the carts only to find they were gone. But they just sold so quickly. Speeder bikes at that price at $19.99 in Jabba's. Yeah, there's still stuff on there. There's plenty of things if you haven't picked up. A lot of people still haven't bought Torrent Fars and things. But then I guess at $4.99, it's a pretty sweet deal if you haven't got that stuff yet. But there's still a few Star Wars things in there for Star Wars fans, and even if you're not, there's other bits and pieces too. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm eyeing up some of those reaction carded figures.
They're pretty sweet. The Back to Future ones look pretty good.
Yep. I've seen a lot of these in stores, so I know what they look like. But yeah,
not at $4.99.
Yeah, they're pretty great.
They're pretty great
if you're into that. Let's see. You had posted this kind of late addition to the news was UK versions of the Black Series Boba Fett.
That's right. I mean, this is something I hadn't actually noticed this before. I don't know whether you had or not, but the Boba Fett version that's released in the UK, and I've got a version here of the one that we get here in the US. But down at the bottom, if you note now I believe it looks like a sticker there that's been placed across that, but we don't get that at all. We get quite a different looking pack. In the US version, there's a warning sticker, and it's actually normally the other way around. I'm just going to share one on there, so we can see down the bottom. Just this huge warning kind of sticker there, but that one that Xbox Eggman06 shared with me earlier on, I just thought I'd never seen before. So, just if you're a variant hunter, you really wanted to pick that up. It's I was kind of intrigued with that. So I still haven't seen a tri-logo version of the Star Wars Black Series yet, but I don't know if you have or not, or anyone.
I don't recall.
I don't recall either, but if anyone does and anyone's out there, I know there's a few Canadian people who watch the show. I'd love to see a picture of the box and the packaging if you have it, just out of pure curiosity. So,
where do you know offhand where the Boba Fetts are available in the UK?
I do not. I don't know. I think it was Toys R Us. Oh, Forbidden Planet. It's
Forbidden Planet. So. The exclusive distributor for that.
I don't know. Jedi News, I'm sure, will be all over it, and they tweeted out something a while ago. I remember saying that they were getting it through some distributor. I thought it was Toys R Us, but I guess I'm wrong. So again, if you know, leave a comment in the show. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this and tell us.
Excellent. Moving on out of Hasbro to Sideshow / Hot Toys. Late last night, they provided a teaser for 2 new upcoming 1/6 scale figures, the 12-inch scale, and this is now Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi, Old Ben.
Yeah.
So, A New Hope versions of both characters.
This is, I mean, if you've just bought the Sideshow version, which was excellent, a really good version of Darth Vader, this is another one. So
Yeah.
I don't know how they could really improve on that because it was an absolutely spot-on figure.
There are some substantial differences in the costumes between
True,
A New
true.
Hope and Return of the Jedi, which is the latest figure that Sideshow produced of
Hmm.
Darth Vader. Sideshow also has produced A New Hope version.
Sure.
Um, that one's a decent figure. I used to have it. I don't any longer. But um, yeah, so this is, again, we've seen the past few Hot Toys releases, the Stormtroopers that have been come out prior, and the
Sure.
Han and the Chewie. So these, again, will be right up at the top as far as quality, you know, likenesses and capturing every single
No
detail.
doubt about
In that image there, it looks like you're getting an alternate head for Obi-Wan Kenobi, because it looks like his eyes are closed, like he's
it.
about to get killed.
Okay, let me just go back and just share that. Oh, you're right, actually. Well done, Detective Jason. It does seem to be that way. Let's see if we can expand that a little bit more on the screen. Not too much bigger, but oh, Facebook's crapped it on me. Come on. I think you may be right. You're absolutely right. Actually, his eyes are closed. Well done, sir.
So that's kind of a
So,
neat deal.
hmm,
I'm guessing this will be, kind of like the Stormtrooper set. You'll be able to buy
singles or
singles of each or as a combo pack, and they throw some sort of exclusive in there for. I'm not sure what an exclusive could be with the duel between these two.
could be the dual head, that extra head that
Yeah,
you
I
could be.
suppose.
But you're going to be talking at least 420, 440, something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's going to be a complicated cost, but
a cool offering nonetheless.
it is indeed.
So I would suspect that these are going to go up officially announced, um, probably in the next week or so on Sideshow's website, if not from Hot Toys themselves.
Yeah,
Um,
sure.
so they'll be available soon, probably for order before Christmas, just when everyone's looking to not spend money. Um,
Exactly.
let's see, moving out of that into some other merchandise and custom info. Medicom updated this week. I check Medicom every month because they always update around the 22nd, 23rd, because I'm always hoping they return to the Kubrick line that they have abandoned.
Yeah.
Um, I think they have lost the license to produce those scale figures, but there's always hope there. They could re-release figures they've produced before, just not produce any new ones apparently. But anyway, they came out with this. They're called the Bathing Ape or BAPE versions of Boba Fett. Two versions actually. One is of the Empire Strikes Back decoration, and one is of
Nice.
the Return of the Jedi. They have removable helmets to show the little chimpanzee head underneath, and then a
Very cool.
scout trooper. I
Bit
don't get
excellent.
these at all. I don't. I don't know what.
What height are these? Are these 6 inch or so? Oh, eight
Yeah,
inch, 8 inch. My
8 inches.
apologies.
Yeah,
They're wow. I mean, that's kind of meta to have the two releases of Boba at the same time. But yeah. Well, each their own, I guess. But they're beautiful looking collectibles, I think. But
yeah,
cost wise, $80 a piece. Wow. Wow, it's an expensive time to be a Star Wars collector.
yeah,
If you want everything, but yeah, very cool and a little funky.
yeah. Again, these are kind of niche. These are part of like the vinyl collectible dolls line. They've
That's right. Yeah.
released figures like Yoda, which I have. Um, there's a Jawa, I think. There's a Ewok. I think this is the first BAPE ones they've done though that I could think of offhand.
Yeah.
So
Very cool. Nice find.
see what else. Anovos sent out a teaser newsletter a couple days ago announcing that we're going to have a special pre-order on Black Friday for their new TIE Fighter pilot costume.
That's a very cool. It's all about TIE fighters right now. The Hasbro packaging, the Black Series figure, Rebels, and this. It's yeah. He seems to be the figure of the year, I think. Very popular.
Yep.
That's quite a cool set.
Yeah, it includes just like everything you need, I think, except for the boots.
Excellent. We'll just click through to the Anovos site, and we talked about this before. I know that's a large price tag, but for a cosplayer, by the time you get the helmet and the gear and the kit and yada yada,
yep.
For cosplaying, probably not a bad price.
Yeah, and if you scroll down further, there is tiered pricing where as soon as they fill an allotment, it jumps to the next tier, and the next tier costs more. So if you get it, it's like the earlier you get in, the cheaper it is.
Oh,
so I think it's up to 25% off if you were to get in right away.
That was phenomenal. It was 1,000. That's a phenomenal saving. Wow. Fantastic.
So it goes all the way up to tier 4 for $1,500. So you could save $500 if you were able to get in right away.
Quickly. That's a good way of doing it.
Yeah.
Very good way of doing it.
So again, these are limited edition. At least for the earlier tiered type, I think there's a very limited amount that will fill before jumping to the next tier, and then once they sell through those, higher, I guess, lower tier numbers, then everything else after that is available at that $1,500 price.
Yep.
But
beautiful looking piece of kit. Very nice indeed. Sweet.
Tempting.
Yeah.
I wonder if they'll. You got to assume they'll get into the episode 7 type of year as well, because there's obviously design changes with the TIE pilots in that. So
Stormtrooper was one that I would definitely be interested in.
Yes,
for sure.
Let's see. This link here was we're sharing from our friends at Star Wars Action News. They released a couple days ago, I think, their annual gift guide and Black Friday episode, which they run down everything that their suggestions, from $7 to $7,000 as far as gifts for the holiday season.
Nice.
And they run down also the Black Friday. I don't think there was many Star Wars things available for Black Friday as far as from regular retailers.
Yep.
Outside of Dorkside Toys or any of the other sponsors out there that had their own,
individual sales,
individual sales. But yeah, they again provide this list and they run down everything on their show. So I encourage everyone to check that out. I think it's kind of a tradition that a lot of people download this episode prior to going out and waiting in line for Black Friday. And they listen to it. And I know that I've done that in years past. I didn't go out for Black Friday this year. I wasn't.
It was kind of quiet. I wanted this year, but it was, by all accounts, everyone told me quiet. I think everyone's been shopping online, so.
Yep.
But yeah, Star Wars Action News is always a great show. Did you get you were listening to the Plastic Galaxy review just a few weeks ago?
Yes.
I just caught up on it. It's a great show. So
yes, very good.
I want to check it.
But I downloaded that.
The Plastic Galaxy
documentary. Yeah.
Nice.
It's pretty fun.
Still gotta watch it.
Yeah. Look for my name in the credits. It's at the very end.
Oh, really? That's fantastic.
Because I was a Kickstarter contributor.
Nice.
So, let's see. And then finally, a little custom bit we're going to touch on. We'll get to another one later, but this one involves Star Wars Rebels. This is of a custom 6-inch Inquisitor and an Ezra.
That's beautiful. That is. How these people can turn this around in such a short space of time. But, wow. Very nice indeed. That's some pretty detailed stuff, using a lot of different parts from somewhere by the looks of it, but pretty neat. That Inquisitor's face is fantastic. That's really good.
Yeah.
Very neat.
Cool. Let's see. Very good. Toy guide updates and reviews from both of us for our respective sites. I didn't have any really this week. I think I might have posted the Vader earlier in the week. I haven't really gotten to anything else. I've got a ton of photography taken. I just haven't assembled my reviews and toy guide updates yet, but that will soon be remedied. You, though, have been busy with some new figures.
Yes, we have, and we were just talking about before the show the new Yoda Black Series and the Clone Troopers, Clone Trooper, and the TIE Fighter pilot are there, and the Obi-Wan the repack. And happy to say they're all pretty damn good. I think I'm very impressed with them. Yoda is definitely one of the highlights for me, but some people don't seem to like the eyes. But it grows on you very quickly, and he is a good little figure, I think. Very solid, very chunky, and great articulation underneath that cape. So some people don't really want the lightsaber to come with the pack. Some people were really quite against it, but just don't put it in his hand if you don't want it. It's like this is blasphemy for putting it in the pack, but there we go. So
yeah, I'm sure the other half would complain that I didn't include it. You know,
you just can't win sometimes when you read YouTube comments. It's just the way it goes, unlike our comments. But yeah, they're great looking figures, really, really good. So
cool. And how's that TIE fighter pilot? I'm really looking forward to that one.
Yes, excellent. I don't have it to hand here, but it's. I think, as I was mentioning in the review, the proportions of the TIE fighter pilots, if you look at them in A New Hope for the brief scenes you see them in, I mean, it's basically a black jumpsuit with this modified Stormtrooper helmet. It's not the most in proportion thing in the movie, but Hasbro have kind of slimmed it, and they've just made it look really good. It's an excellent looking piece. The join on the head where if you pop the head off, you would really need to do some serious Dremel work if you wanted to put a face on there or some pilot's face. But I'm sure, knowing the Yakface customizers and shipyards and all you guys out there, someone will do a good job on it. So, but it's a great figure, a real army builder. So, and the Clone Troopers, an exact repaint of the existing clone, and Obi-Wan's repacked exactly the same. So there's nothing really outstandingly different or nothing notable that I think people are going to get too bothered about. But yeah, check out the reviews.
With that TIE fighter pilot, I don't recall offhand, that doesn't have any of the ace stripes, down the front.
Does not.
So
leaving it wide open for them to do another option.
Right.
So it's Hasbro.
Backstabber, or what are the, some of those other
TIE fighter like the 181st or something like that?
Yeah, I think 181st. They could do repaints of what was his name, Baron Fell or something like that.
Baron Fell, I see, with the red
and gray jumpsuit deal and removable helmet. It'd be
so
cool.
Yeah, it could be. I'm sure we'll get a white version or something else knowing Hasbro. So, but yeah,
get a base one with an open face helmet.
That's right. I hated that figure. Oh. Terrible.
Let's see. Moving on to TV, movie, and book news. Star Wars Rebels, obviously we talked about this a little bit briefly last week, but Lucasfilm did issue an official statement regarding Rebels and its hiatus they're going into. It's going to take a little bit of time off it'll be back live, or with new episodes anyway, January 5th, but until then you could stream the first 5 episodes, which includes the Spark of Rebellion movie. You could stream those on StarWars.com, and you can also. They're going to be doing a marathon. I think, is that tomorrow even?
December 7th, Sunday, December 7th. This is.
Let's see.
Is that right? Casting Test in the Star Wars Reloaded Marathon. Doesn't mention a date. I think you've got press release.
Sunday, December 7th. It must be. Anyway, I think Disney XD was going to do a marathon of those episodes as well. So.
But I think due to missing words on Twitter, who runs the kind of social and some of the StarWars.com website, Matt Martin, 13 episodes were confirmed in total, I think it was, for the first season.
First season, yes.
First season. So we've got 5 more to go, so it's pretty short. It's quite a... So, yeah, looking forward to seeing more. But really missed it this Monday, actually. I always do watch the next episode on the Monday night. I think you do as well. It's kind of like, where's the new episode? I was, oh, damn, it's off. So, yeah, got to wait till January. So,
very good. Let's see. Then one more book thing here before we get to the trailer is that there's a new book coming out, which is a continuation of a previous series, The Force in the Flesh, which is a nice coffee table type book that includes images of tattoos, Star Wars related tattoos. And there's a new one coming out, Force in the Flesh Volume 2, and that's going to be released in conjunction with Celebration Anaheim So I think on
Excellent.
April 16th.
The first book was pretty stunning stuff. It really was. Some of the art was just mind-blowingly good. So yeah, that could make a pretty good purchase if tats are your thing. So yeah.
Very cool. Let's see. That brings us to the biggest news of, I don't know,
Some trailer,
2014 probably.
something.
Yeah. Um, I think it all kind of happened oddly because of how Regal Cinema, I think, kind of jumped the gun on their announcement. They had on their website, uh, you could see all of this on StarWars.com. We'll provide a link in the show notes. That Regal Cinemas announced that they were going to be officially screening the teaser for Star Wars: The Force Awakens in select cities over the holiday weekend, and they only listed like, I don't know, 9 theaters, I think.
Yeah, 9. Yeah, that was very
And
limited.
this kicked up a whole bunch of speculation. People sending tweets and emails, whatnot, to different movie distributors. Like AMC and I can't think of all the other ones that were out there, but they weren't confirming anything. And this uh, cinema chain, Regal, they had an announcement on their website. They did a YouTube movie to announce it. And then they must have got caught with their pants down, and someone probably got fired, I would guess. Um, and they kind of made it better by taking that information off, and they uploaded a nice image of Mon Mothma on their site.
Wasn't
Many
it you that
bobbins.
you posted something about Mon Mothma?
Yep.
Yeah, I was just going to say they probably may have picked up your tweet, I think, and then ran with it. So, but yeah, yeah, there's quite a bit of a debacle on this trailer, wasn't it? It was like,
Kind of a cluster at the
yeah,
beginning.
yeah,
And that happened on a Monday. So then it finally was officially confirmed that the trailer was going to go online, or it was going to be released in theaters. This was confirmed by StarWars.com. 30 theaters, 28 of them in the U.S., 2 of them in Canada, and they were going to air this trailer attached to every movie all day long, all weekend, which is it's awesome if you live in one of those 30 cities. Otherwise, you can't wait. And it didn't say anything about foreign distribution of the trailer. It was only these 30 cities, and that kicked up a whole
that's
nother hornet's nest of
a mistake, yeah.
disgruntled fans and whatnot, and rightfully so. It just seems kind of weird to do that. And then I think there was some last minute scrambling, and it was finally announced that it was going to be revealed or released Friday at what what came to be 10 in the morning here in, I think it was 10 o'clock here in the U.S. or here in the Midwest, on Friday, yesterday. And let's see what else happened after that. It was all a blur after that. I
I know.
think I think
As
I've
soon as they
watched it
came out, everything was
500
forgotten.
times.
It has to be said that I mean, that was a spectacularly odd decision to do that release in the cinemas. I know we talked about it at length in the Wolfpack last night, but had no one heard of the internet? That thing that all the people in the world, just very bemusing why they did that. I mean,
Right.
I get the point of hype, but for Star Wars Episode 7, maybe for, I don't know, Driving Miss Daisy 2, absolutely, but for Star Wars, this was just
Or for lap dance.
crazy. For lap dance, apps, Carmen Electra, why not? But
Yeah, it was botched on many levels. It
yeah,
seemed like, and then with I'll be one of the first people to to defend Apple's whole methodology and how they produce and release products. But man, their iTunes or whatever they call it, the Apple
trailer site,
movie trailers thing, that was just screwed up as well because no one could get it to work. And then I don't think they being Lucasfilm Disney, I don't think they intended it to go up on their YouTube page right away. I
no,
think they were having so much trouble getting that to, I don't know, to
it just
propagate down through all the different servers or whatnot that needed to have this being accessed by everyone. they threw it up on their YouTube page, and bam, that's
I
when it
think
was available, and you could view it in different qualities, and it was just ready.
well, I mean, the thing as well is, I mean, YouTube is going to give you. They have the bandwidth. That's one thing they do, and they'll dynamically respond to any device you're on. When they have a YouTube channel, I just didn't get that methodology at all. It was very weird. So anyway, they put up. I mean, the problem was as well. I saw it in other channels before the Star Wars official account put it up. So someone must have sneaked into iTunes, downloaded the copy, and uploaded. There's a lot of sites like Joe Blow, movie clips on YouTube, and all these guys, and they all had it first.
Yeah.
So
and I was kind of using other movie trailer links as a guide to how to title the URL, the specific URL, to try to find it.
Sure.
And I probably would have eventually reached what it was called. You know, it's not too difficult. It's like movietrailers.com/Lucasfilm/ you know, Star Wars: The Force Awakens / whatever. You know, anyway, it seemed like it took a long time. It might have been a matter of minutes before I was able to actually officially watch it, but man, that was the coolest thing I've seen in I don't know how long.
If there's anyone out there on the planet who still hasn't seen that, we're just sharing a little bit as we talk, and nobody sues or whatever, Lucasfilm or somebody. We're only sharing a little bit as we talk about it. But
that's the Lego one.
Oh, that's the Lego one. Jumping ahead. My apologies. So let me go to the proper site. But I mean, this has to be said. I mean, some of the things we were talking about this in the Wolfpack last night as well. But the Arnie from Star Wars Action News, credit to him. I didn't realize the probe droid kind of hidden in the back there with John Boyega. I didn't really click on that audio, that kind of probe droid. If anybody knows, when John Boyega pops his head up, there's a little bit of a kind of probe droid sounding noise coming. So again, there's been so much dissection on this thing. It's been phenomenal. But just very quickly, I guess we should maybe just really, I mean, the ball droid, John Boyega, it will eventually load to you. And the voiceover, which again has been confirmed allegedly today, I haven't found out who the source is, but the Wolfpack guys confirmed today that it was Andy Serkis.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you and I talked at length on the Wolfpack about the magnetic blasters on their backs or not, and the ball droid, and of course all these little bits and pieces. The
stormtroopers.
Oh man. So, and Daisy Ridley. It really is. I can't stop watching. I watched it again several times this morning, and X-Wings and so forth. I mean, it's all over. I mean, the hashtag Force Awakens all over Twitter is a great one to go to. We've got some other links we'll talk about in a minute. That lightsaber, of course,
is crazy.
It is. It's a meme on its own now, that thing.
Yeah.
And of course, this Falcon, which we'll show again in a minute in a stabilized shot. But
the Falcon shot and the accompanying soundtrack, you know, music cues with that, I just about couldn't handle it. It was just so awesome to see that, and it's like, I can't believe I'm watching new Star Wars footage that's going to include obviously the original cast and then these new ones, or these new characters that, you know, primarily that's what the trailer focused on. You didn't see any of the original cast in it, and I think that's a very bold decision by Disney / Lucasfilm, but this is a modern, you know, this is a 40 years later type of story, and it's going to center around these new characters going forward, I think. So yeah, it was an awesome teaser, because you're watching it and you're like, ooh, what's that? Who's he looking? Who's he running from? Who's that guy? What, you know, you don't know any of the circumstances. You don't know who the girl is. You don't know where she's going. You don't know what vehicle she's, you know, sitting on. It's just fanboy mental diarrhea. You just your head just starts spinning with all of these.
It is. Well, we managed to be on for an hour and 15 minutes last night discussing
talking about an 88-second trailer that has, you know, 50 minutes or 50 seconds worth of actual footage.
Exactly.
The other 80 or the other 33 seconds are, you know, black screen. It's just, and the voiceover stuff is really cool, and
exactly.
It
It's
was just intense.
I think the one thing it didn't do, I haven't seen any. I mean, there's been a few nitpicks, and we all had some nitpicks a little bit. Some of us
Yeah,
did a couple of things, more questions and kind of because we don't know what they are. But generally, this trailer overall is a thumbs up all over the place. No
mm.
one's really
You've got a
so.
very small percentage that give it a thumbs down.
Oh, did
You
they?
know,
Oh god! Oh god! There is even on the
dumb.
page.
There's dumb comments all over the place. It's and some that are completely despicable to the point of you want to go and whoever made the comments you want to bash their head in
Oh
because
no!
comments and racism and all the stuff has been invoked and it's like come on, can you
Yeah.
this is made by some dumb ass 13-year-old kid somewhere, hopefully. you know
I must admit, now that I'm looking at some of the comments, I'm like, oh, yo, where did these? I mean, yeah, 2,500 people gave this a thumbs down.
yeah, I
Really?
saw that out of the million that have watched it or whatever it is.
Some people in a bad mood. People sometimes just don't care about it. It's just the way it goes. But we liked it. What did you
Yeah.
think? Leave a comment in the channels. That'd be good to know. But I think generally overall, a good 80%, 90% of people just with thumbs up on this thing. But
Yeah, it
yeah, the
was
usual suspects.
it was fantastic. I think it was exactly what I kind of want to temper my thoughts on it because imagine you in 1999
Yeah,
sitting in a movie theater, whichever movie you happen to go to, and watching the Phantom Menace trailer for the first time. And you always hear that Phantom Menace is crappy movie, or that's the worst of them, or there's it's got Jar Jar, blah blah, whatever. But the trailer was awesome, and there's a lot of fear that the trailer is kind of misleading in the fact that it doesn't necessarily mean that the movie's going to be all that good. So
Uh, well, we're going to see a Falcon, which looks fantastic. I don't think anyone's going to argue
yeah,
with that. Cool X-wings, new characters, and fresh takes on them. And again, it looks like a dirty universe. It's not as perfect and squeaky clean as the kind of the prequels seem to be in some places. So
right,
it feels like Star Wars,
yeah,
which I think was a big criticism for a lot of people. But
yep.
damn, they gave a good tease. Point of a teaser trailer, they give a good tease. We're still talking about it.
Leave
So
people wanting more.
exactly, that's for sure.
Let's see, and with that trailer, sparked a whole bunch of customizers out there getting in on the images that were revealed and artists and whatnot. We're going to touch on a few of them here. Specifically, Brandon Flores, who we've featured many times before with his AT-AT, his Snowspeeder, his ATST, countless other action figures. But he's
Guy's a
working on
machine.
a Disney Daisy Ridley figure on her speeder, whatever it's called.
Giant brown box, but
Yep.
yeah. But he whipped this thing up in no time. I mean, he's obviously there was some sketches of this before. I think we'd seen some kind of leaked photos, but not so much of Daisy Ridley's character in the dress and the garb. So I mean, he whipped this thing up in 24 hours. So this guy is a machine when it comes to pumping these things out. But
Yep.
look at that. I mean, if it was me, it would be like a brown blob of plasticine with a couple of eyeballs, and it would look terrible. Look, I mean, he's got the goggles, and he must have parts sitting there just from 6-inch figures. But great job, Brandon. You continue to stun the pants off me, that's for sure. So, but even the scale and the size of it, he's managed to make this thing look pretty good. And there was some other ones there. I think we've got. No, that's jumping ahead. Let me just grab in our show notes, which, if anyone is looking for them, are always underneath the videos on the channel. But this is another one, I think, from Brandon as well, when he did a companion droid.
Yep.
What we're calling it, I guess we're calling it the FIFA droid.
FIFA droid.
FIFA droid until we get a proper name. Someone did say there was a name for this. I'm maybe misled, but yet again, just great looking images there. Which, and you mentioned as well, a very good point, and it seems to be definitely coming through, and it's not shown there, but it seems like two spherical halves put together on a pole rather than a kind of weird floating ball there. So, which makes much more sense. So, well, that's great. I mean, again, in 24 hours, he's whipped this thing up.
Yep.
So, I mean,
Pretty cool.
Hasbro could have chucked that up there and said, "Here's the figure that's coming," and I would have been like, "Wow!" So, yeah, pretty slick.
Yeah, it's
Pretty
impressive.
slick.
Again, you had shared this image or this slight video here of what's called the stabilized Falcon.
That's right.
People have seen the trailer, 200,000 times by now, but this one kind of steadies um, the Falcon footage and keeps it keeps the Falcon more on the in the center of the screen and on the horizon.
Well, I mean, it kind of almost makes you want to chuck your guts when you watch the trailer because it's up and flipped and round and down, and you're kind of like, where are they going? What's going on? And this just stabilizes the shots to let you see where it starts off, and just basically, yeah, gives it a little more kind of less of a joyride, more of a kind of I guess straightforward looking view because you can see the black frame there literally twists all the way around 180 degrees. So. But yeah, it just kisses that sand as it goes down, but
Yeah,
cannot get enough of this footage, can we? We're just completely hooked on this stuff. Very,
yeah,
very
because
cool.
it does. Seeing this in IMAX or even just the regular theater, you're going to be sitting there and you might not want to have a full stomach when you're going
No.
through that thing because that banking shot of the Falcon going up and you get the cool trails from the
Yep.
atmosphere, coming up, the contrails, and then it bags down and flips and spins around and almost hits the ground, and
Yeah.
it's a ride for sure.
And it leads us straight into the next item. I believe that's the next one in our show notes there. Yeah,
The
the
Lego
Lego
version,
version.
someone has taken the time, and I mean, we're barely, I guess it would be 12,
18
24
hours?
hours,
Oh,
36
24.
hours out of seeing it for the first time. Someone has made a YouTube video recreating the trailer in Lego.
And it's pretty good. So they've taken the sound effects from the trailer itself, and I'm really impressed by this. I really am. I like this tying my shoe, it says there, John Boyega's character, which looks suspiciously like Lando. And off he goes, and the little ball droid there with an R2 head on him, just genius. It really is. Stormtrooper. I mean, even the lighting, the ramp is about to get in there in a second. Yeah, 36 hours, Daisy Ridley, and off she goes. I mean, this is stop motion. I mean, it takes so long to do this thing, and a little bit of jiggery pokery there with the
Kind of looks like the
X-wings.
matte lines there.
Yeah, it does. But even there's a nice little touch, this twist there he's got, and he spins it round and knocks a tree down. So just genius. And a bit of the Falcon there. Looks like the mini rig almost. And a couple of TIE fighters come in. I mean, again, did you say less than 36 hours since you've seen it? Someone literally devoted their time immediately just to do nothing but that for the last
Yeah,
36 hours. So
pretty fantastic.
pretty slick. So Snooper King is the person who made that. So it seems so 500,000 views already. So well done, sir. Well done.
Let's see, and you shared another one here.
This
La Lumiere.
yes, this is, and it's not going to work here very well, but someone just posted the version of the Force Awakens trailer with a French voiceover, the official French voiceover. So it's just kind of curious, just for a little minute. So what is Andy Serkis's voiceover? And again, we can't play it here; the audio won't pick up. But if you're a real diehard, you want to look at it. It's Andy Serkis's voice is now French, and the dark side, the light side is La Lumière. So gives a little touch of class to watch it in the show. So I can't really share that because again, you want to hear the audio. So same trailer, just in French. But the other one I was just going to share was the sword from the Force Awakens trailer. Seems to be it's a meme on its own already. I don't know if you've seen some of the
Yep.
posts on Facebook and Twitter and whatnot. So this one I'm sharing here is I've seen one already where a Jesus pops out the side of a tree with a green cross, and this one here I thought was a little nicer. Happy holidays. So yeah, there's just all sorts of things going on about this sword. So Kind
Yeah,
of cool.
the sword has caused kind of a, not a rift, but there's a definite yay and nay camp for
Yep.
that lightsaber. And I find it interesting that the lightsaber, or the at least the technology of it in and of itself, is not unknown to Star Wars. It does exist in the Star Wars universe, and it's called the Crossguard lightsaber, and you can look it up on Wikipedia. Obviously, it's a Legends type
Yeah.
of
It's going to
type
say
of
it doesn't
thing,
exist anymore.
but it is featured in a couple of comics. Um, and the lightsaber in that comic didn't have two of the little stubbier lightsaber
Mm.
ones, but it's definitely
Yeah.
it's definitely part of the, you know, the
The
mythos of
EU,
Star
yeah.
Wars. Yeah, so
Uh,
it's kind of cool that they're bringing something like that in.
yeah, well, there's another one there. Just I'm sharing on screen. A little hard to see. It's a little small, but it's a chainsaw. So it's actually an animated one as well. It does animate, but it's frozen there. But I've seen a Hanukkah one with little Jewish lights on there as well. So yeah, it's a meme already, people. So it was kind of cool. I just thought we'd share that one. So yes, being silly, but there's plenty of stuff out there like that. So
What else?
what did we have
Um,
here?
then you had one that was
Oh, it's another one I
the
forgot about this.
balloon.
The balloon. Let me share this. Sorry, people. There's so many of these here. It'll pop up on screen in just a second. But this is on Twitter as well. They're everywhere. This is the problem. Just trying to see them all. But there we go. There's a little red Sith balloon as he walks through the forest. So, but yeah, they keep coming. They're coming fast and quick. So stay tuned to the interwebs for other crazy lightsabers. So.
See, and you shared that the ball droid that we're calling it, or the FIFA droid, whatever, the R2 unit from the Force Awakens trailer, has their own Twitter account.
He does, and I like this one there. He's just said, "This is my uncle," and it's Dr. Ball from Robot Chicken, if you know what I mean.
Dr. Ball.
So yeah, this thing's off to already 3,000 followers. I mean, again, in 36 hours. But there's quite a few witty ones on this. Whoever's behind it is doing a good job of some crazy one. There's another mention of the lightsaber, why it's got there, but there's a few funny. I mean, there we go. FIFA, the FIFA droid there, FIFA 31. I don't know. So hilarious. There's a little bit of a Mac screensaver. This is just great fun. I love this. I love the universe. Those were the droids we're looking for, and it just goes on and on. So yeah, he's got his own little Twitter account. So. Very funny. That was a classic one as well. I don't know who the artist was there, so no credit for that. But there was a picture there that was the big Hero 6 droid kicking the ball, which was the FIFA droid ball. So I lost that there. I've just scrolled by. It was there. 1 second. Where were we? There you go. So Brian Kessinger is the drawing an awesome picture. I thought that was hilarious. Again, within 36 hours. So. Anyway, I will stop there. All the hilarity. Yeah. And we talked about the wolf pack, and
this was one that had popped up just a few days prior to the trailer thing that officially took over everything else. Some old images, Polaroid images, had shown up online from A New Hope. Rare behind-the-scenes type of images.
They were found, I believe, and discovered. It did, you're right. I mean, he just gets swallowed by the whole Force Awakens, but there's Biggs getting his hair done in cami, this deleted scene. Color pictures as well, and the leather pants. And just some nice little touches there. Some parts in the script and some changes, which were nice. And there's a few there. Luke just lying, enjoying the sun out in Tunisia.
Taking a nap.
Yeah, I mean, again, it continues to amaze me that nearly 40 years after this film came out, we continue to get pictures that we've never seen before. There's Paul Blake, a few others there and there, but yeah, great collection. There's probably only 20 or so, I think it is. Dave Prowse in his suit, but yeah, so nothing too stunning, but it did get buried underneath all the news and well worth sharing, we thought.
Let's see, and then. Few more links here. These were some Episode 7 inspired art pieces that had been posted online via either Tumblr or Twitter or Facebook. Just amazing. Again, so short out of the time that the trailer debuted. We get some of these awesome. I think there's this Marvel account, or this Marvel artist, Phil Noto, that has just an
beautiful.
amazing.
Is amazing. Look at that. I mean, that's, again, in such a short space of time to draw that as well. That's a beautiful looking poster.
Yeah, and if you scroll down a little bit, you can see his initial mock-up. It's just he has a ton of great stuff in his account. Again, we'll have a link.
Oh, I follow him.
Yeah,
never even saw that. That's even the pencil drawing is gorgeous. I mean, that could be comic art. That could be.
Yeah.
Wow. Real Leia and Padme kind of sense going on there in the face.
Yep.
Just when you see it in the pencil drawing. Beautiful. And the next one was Adam Taylor, I believe. Wow.
A very cool, interpretive poster.
Yeah. Again, from a teaser, so much stuff has came from this. Can you imagine when the full trailer comes and maybe 2.5 minutes of footage? Wow.
Yeah.
So, and this is another one from Star Wars Universe, shared this by Boss Logics. Again, about that blade. So
it's just amazing the artistry that can be pulled out of just the briefest amount of footage, and you get something like this. I mean, you could see this on a comic cover.
36 hours, I could have, it would have been a stick man, probably. A pretty stick man, but that would have been it. So, yeah,
it's just gorgeous.
People are so talented out there. And one I'd added was Jake Parker, who just did a beautiful drawing there of a pencil drawing there, just of the little ball droid FIFA and Kira. And it's just, again, such a short space of time, but beautiful, almost technical like drawing there. So nice stuff, Jake, and you're followed. Awesome, love your stuff. Yep. And the last one, I think it was me just added, this was Jedi Master Outrage shared earlier on, one of the Ralph McQuarrie original concepts, and here we go, coming back to McQuarrie yet again, of a droid on a ball. So he's the master. He really was the master of Star Wars. All this stuff just originally in his brain. So very cool. That's it, I think, for that.
I think that is that. That brings us, I guess, to the end where we discuss our new toy acquisitions and purchases for this week. Again, mine has been pretty light. Like I said earlier, I picked up a couple of the Chopper Rebels figures, one for my brother-in-law, and the other one I'm going to make the In Disguise Imperial version with.
Nice.
So,
where do you get the time? You must have a clone.
Yeah, must have. And then what else? Good friend Kevin picked up for me the Vinylmation Holiday Special Boba Fett.
Excellent.
I have that coming soonish. As soon as I send him some money, I guess.
He knows where you live.
Yeah. I think that's really it this week. It's been a quiet week.
Cool.
Christmas is coming. Got to spend it on other people, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I bought this week the Black Series wave of figures. So Obi-Wan, Yoda, Clone Trooper Sergeant, and Yoda? Did I say Yoda?
TIE Fighter Pilot?
TIE Fighter Pilot, thank you. Which are really good. And the box or case of the Saga Legends and the Rebels figures, which I've got to go through. So that's everything. Luke and Kanan and Callus. I was kind of a little disappointed Callus doesn't, his weapon doesn't plug on his back.
It totally should.
Yeah, totally should. Exactly. So even a little plug or something, he's kind of got a space, and it looks as if it could fit, but it doesn't. Chopper's a beautiful figure.
I love it.
Very impressed with that.
Okay. Got my little guy right here.
He's so cool. That's exactly what he sounds like. The Inquisitor's pretty good. He's a good-looking figure. Very well painted. Again, I'm not a huge 5POA fan, but very well painted. Ezra with his helmet, and it fits beautifully. And the Stormtrooper. I noticed the Stormtrooper on the carded version is a little less yellow on the limbs than the Mission Series one.
Right.
So I don't know what's going on there, but maybe, I don't know, different factory, different plastic, but it's definitely a little different because I think we talked about before that the images you'd shared on your toy guide
Mm-hmm.
of one a little bit yellower on the limbs than the body.
Yeah.
But the carded one, I don't know if you've got a carded one yet, a singular one.
Yeah.
Did you notice that? Is it just me?
I think
It's
it varies.
negligible, probably, but
Yeah.
it probably does vary.
Yeah.
Um, But and the other thing I did, Hero Cross, the guys at HeroCross.com, who we talked about before. Yes, this is one of. Now, this came out a little while ago. I reviewed and still have the Stormtrooper version of them, which came out. Little chunky, funky, cool little, very much Medicom style figure. The Stormtrooper, which then became a Black Hole Stormtrooper, and they did Darth, which I didn't pick up. So this is a copy I'll get to review, and we'll look at it. A beautiful box, and thank you to the guys at Hero Cross. We'll get a review up and share.
I love that
images.
box.
It's very nice, and it is a beautiful box, actually. It comes with a really nice stand and stickers, which I'll go into depth and detail, but he's a very cool little, mutated little Darth, and again, probably not a great quality image there, but nice little touch is a removable helmet, so we'll get into the details of that. But he's metal in places, he's kind of solid and chunky, articulated to hell, so a very cool little figure. So
how does the helmet stay on? Is it magnetic or is it?
It's actually got a little tiny plug. You can barely just see the little pin, and that plugs into a very small, tiny little hole up on the top of the head. But it's a very neat fit, but very well detailed. Great little guy. I'm very, very impressed with him indeed. But and beautiful cape with kind of wire at the bottom as well. So it's a very nice piece. So very excited to review that, which will then lead in. We'll hopefully get a look at the Boba Fett, which we
Yep. Last week we talked about that one.
That was me.
Okay. I think with that wraps up this week's busy show. We'd like to thank everyone that watched and shared and whatnot for this week, and especially we thank the Wolfpack podcast for having us both on last night, where we hashed out the trailer in great detail. You know, we joined Corey and Nabil and Dan.
Yeah.
Someone else, I can't remember.
Logan. Can't remember all the names. It's a lot of people in that podcast.
Yeah. We hashed it out pretty good last night, so
that was good fun.
Subscribe to them if you haven't, and we will be back next week with whatever news that comes out.
Episode 8 trailer. No kidding.
Episode 8, yeah. Some announcement. Something will happen. But anyway, we will be back next week, and we thank you again all for watching. See you later.
See you.